So, I recently saw Magnolia by Paul Thomas Anderson, starring Tom Cruise and Julianne Moore and a bunch of other famous people. And wow, holy shit, what a great movie that was. It left me thinking about it even days after I saw it. There was so much symbolism in it that it would take an equally as long video to just talk about that movie. But the last scene of the movie got me thinking. Let me explain to you that scene. One of the characters is lying in the bed as another character is talking to her, and the camera zooms in slowly as the character is talking. The final 2 seconds, the character in the bed stares directly at the camera and smiles. Why did the director have her do this? What is the meaning behind characters looking directly at the camera? Why is this a subtle use of breaking the fourth wall, good film practice? Just so we are clear, I am not talking about the breaking of the fourth wall we mostly know, like when Ferris from Ferris Bueller's Day Off talks to the audience. The kind I am talking about is more subtle. Of course, not all actors that look at the camera do it on purpose. A lot of amateur and really great actors accidentally look at the camera, and the editors forget to fix that. Usually, an actor that looks at the camera effectively ruins that scene, and the production company has to restart with the scene. But sometimes the director or writer tells the actor to glance at the camera a couple seconds, and most of the time less than that. There can be many reasons that actors do this, but it all points back to the central reason, which is connecting the viewer to the movie. Engaging the viewer is the single most important job of any medium, whether it is film, television, or even books. What better way to do this than to directly connect with the viewer by looking straight at them? The largest and most known example I want to talk about is actually not a movie, it is a TV show. The Office, US version, employs this breaking the fourth wall regularly, as it is a mockumentary. A mockumentary is a fictional series or a movie that is filmed in a documentary style. In this show, we see characters like Jim Halpert and Dwight Schrute always glancing at the camera, giving this awkward eye roll or smirk. This sort of staring at the camera connects the viewers to the show because in actuality, the characters in The Office aren't looking at the camera, they're looking at you. At least that's what it feels like. Coming back to Magnolia, to understand why that certain character looked at the camera at the end, you need to understand what this movie is about and what sort of weird symbolism stuff that occurs. This movie is a really complicated movie, so to dumb it down, here is a synopsis thanks to IMDb. On one random day in the San Fernando Valley, a dying father, a young wife, a male caretaker, a famous lost son, a police officer in love, a boy genius, an ex-boy genius, a game show host, and an estranged daughter will each become part of a dazzling multiplicity of plots, but one story. Again, that was not written by me and it was super dumbed down, but that's alright. Another important part of Magnolia is all of the absurdities it has. This movie features unique symbolism like frogs falling from the sky and all the characters singing in unison. Lots of crazy stuff like this. Another, arguably absurd thing that happens is the girl looking straight at the camera at the end of the movie, smiling as if she's looking at the viewer. It can be determined that this is not an amateur acting mistake, but this is another absurd act of symbolism presented by the movie's director, Paul Thomas Anderson. PTA, for short, wanted to make the final thing you see from this movie something that is the most engaging. You see, these characters in the movie are experiencing real-life problems that can happen to anyone in the real world, and that are happening to people as I speak. PTA tries to give the viewer and the actor a relationship and make the viewer think about his or her life as a part of the movie. Sort of like the stepping into someone else's shoes idiom. I mean, this is a movie about relationships after all. So next time you are watching a movie, be on the lookout for those subtle visual cues that the actor employs to try to connect with you. That's all I have today, guys. Thanks for watching, and as always, take it easy.